Welcome back to the deep dive for round 2 of our career tip series.
Round 2.
I'm John.
And I'm Jenny.
And we're here to help you navigate this crazy thing we call work.
The modern workplace is definitely its own beast.
You said it.
So much to unpack.
Last time we prepped you for the interview.
Getting you ready.
Right. But what happens after you land that job?
The real journey begins.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today with this article by Azhar Nayan.
Oh, this is a good one.
Bridging the Gap. The silent struggle between young professionals and their management teams.
Ooh, that title is so spot on.
It really captures this quiet battle that's brewing in so many workplaces.
A battle. I'd say it's more of a clash of perspectives.
Yeah, maybe clash is a better word.
And it all comes down to a generational shift.
Oh, definitely. Generations see work so differently.
It's like different planets sometimes.
Nayan lays it out like this. Boomers and Gen X, they're all about job security.
Makes sense their generation went through some tough economic times.
And FaceTime in the office.
Being seen at your desk, you know?
Right. But millennials in Gen Z,
We've got different priorities.
purpose-driven work
Finding meaning in what we do.
and flexibility.
Work-life balance is huge for us.
And this disconnect is causing some serious tension.
It's not always loud arguments or anything.
It's more like the simmering disconnect.
Exactly impacts team dynamics, though.
And productivity for sure.
It's like we're all playing the same game, but with totally different rule books.
Such a good analogy. Okay, so let's jump into some real-life struggles that Nayan highlights in the article.
Let's get specific.
Okay, this one I think a lot of people can relate to, the 9-to-5 workday,
Verse.
a results-oriented approach.
Ooh, that's a big one.
So what are your thoughts on that, Jenny?
Well, you've got managers who came up in that clock-in, clock-out culture.
Right, punch the time card.
Exactly, and to them, leaving at 5 p.m. even if your work is done,
It's bad.
like a lack of dedication.
But younger employees were all about efficiency
Getting things done.
and having a life outside of work.
Work-life balance, remember?
Right, then that's where I think communication is key.
Oh, absolutely.
Understanding each other's perspective
And finding that middle ground.
makes a huge difference.
Nayan also brings up this speak up versus stay silent dilemma.
Ooh, interesting.
What we see as healthy debate,
Challenging the status quo.
right, can come across as disrespectful to someone who values a more hierarchical structure.
I think that also ties into how communication styles have evolved so much.
Like we're speaking different languages sometimes.
Even when we're using the same words.
It's wild.
And then there's the loyalty issue. The
The
article points out that younger generations prioritize their own growth.
over company loyalty.
Right, and it's not that we're not loyal.
It's more that career paths are so different now.
Not like climbing a single ladder anymore.
More like building your own career jungle gym.
I love that analogy. So all this tension can't be good for anyone's morale
Definitely not.
or productivity.
Yeah.
So what does Nayan suggest we do about it?
How do we bridge this gap? Well, the good news is Nayan offers some solutions.
Solutions, yeah.
Practical ones, too.
Oh, good, because this is starting to sound kind of doom and gloom.
No, there's hope.
Yeah, good.
One solution that really resonated with me is reverse mentorship.
I was so intrigued by that.
It's like flipping the script on traditional mentorship.
Right. Usually it's the older, more experienced person mentoring the younger person.
Exactly. But with reverse mentorship, it's a two-way street,
Everyone's learning from each other.
sharing their unique skills and perspectives.
I love it. Imagine a Gen Z employee teaching a senior executive how to use TikTok for marketing.
And then that same executive could share insights on strategic decision-making.
What a great example. It turns this potential clash into a learning opportunity.
Exactly. And it plays into Nayan's point about rethinking how we measure hard work,
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
moving away from just hours logged.
To focus on impact and efficiency.
Because someone can sit at their desk for 10 hours and get nothing done.
Right, but someone else could achieve amazing results in 6 focused hours.
Rewarding presenteeism just doesn't make sense anymore.
It's about results and contributing meaningfully.
Exactly. And that leads us to another solution.
Okay, hit me with it.
Fostering psychological safety in the workplace.
Okay, break that down for me. What does that actually look like?
Imagine a workplace where you feel comfortable voicing your opinion, even if it's different from your manager's.
Or suggesting a new approach, even if it challenges the status quo.
Yes, exactly.
So basically feeling safe to be yourself.
And to know that you'll be heard and respected even if you disagree.
That seems crucial for building trust and collaboration.
Especially across generations.
It requires a conscious effort, though, from everyone.
Leaders need to set the tone,
And team members need to actively listen.
valuing those diverse perspectives.
But creating that kind of environment, it's not always easy, is it?
It can be challenging. There will be bumps along the way.
For sure. So Nayan ends the article with this really thought-provoking question.
Ooh, I remember this one.
He asks, who should adapt more, the leaders or the younger workforce?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
I don't know if there's an easy answer to that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think it's about one generation needing to adapt more than the other.
Right, it's not a competition.
Exactly. It's not about one side bending over backward.
It's more about meeting in the middle
Acknowledging the strengths each generation brings.
and being willing to learn from each other.
Flexibility and empathy on both sides.
Leaders might need to adapt their communication style,
Be more transparent,
give more feedback.
which younger generations really value.
And younger employees might need to recognize that certain hierarchies exist for a reason.
And navigating them is part of professional development
It's about finding that sweet spot where everyone feels valued.
and can contribute their best work.
This whole conversation really highlights how much work is constantly evolving.
What worked for one generation might not work for the next.
And that's okay.
It's about acknowledging those differences
Having open conversations.
and working together to create a workplace that thrives on diverse perspectives.
I love that. So this has been a super insightful discussion, Jenny.
It has been a good one.
But unfortunately, we're out of time for this deep dive.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. But before we wrap things up, I want to bring it back to you, our listener.
Because this isn't just some abstract theory.
This is real life.
Happening in offices and Zoom meetings everywhere.
So instead of trying to answer Nayan's question of who should adapt more,
Who should change?
right, I want to reframe it for you.
Okay, I like this.
Think about your own workplace, your team,
Yeah.
your own values.
Your own personal rule book.
How do those values align with the different generations you work with,
Where do you see potential for friction?
but also for collaboration and growth?
That's a great question for self-reflection.
And it leads to an even more important question.
Okay, let's hear it.
What steps can you take, regardless of your generation, to bridge the gap?
To make your workplace better.
Maybe it's starting a reverse mentorship program,
Like we talked about.
or advocating for more flexible work arrangements,
Or even just making an effort to really listen to your colleagues.
especially when they have different perspectives.
This isn't about one generation winning.
No, it's about recognizing that we all have something valuable to offer.
Diversity of thought and experience makes teams stronger.
More innovative.
More fun, too, let's be honest.
Absolutely. It's about finding that common ground, embracing those differences, and working together to create a workplace where everyone feels valued and respected.
A workplace where everyone can thrive.
Because at the end of the day, we all want to do our best work and feel good about it,
That's a goal we can all get behind.
no matter our generation.
Well said.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today, Jenny.
Always a pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the generational dynamics shaping the modern workplace.
Lots to think about.
We hope this conversation has given you some new ideas and tools to navigate these sometimes choppy waters.
It's a journey, for sure.
Stay tuned for our next episode in the Career Tips series, where we'll be tackling, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
A little cliffhanger.
Until then, terima kasih dan jumpa lagi.